One. Hi, and welcome back to Underwater Lights. It is the first week of December. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And as promised in our previous video, we are going to be reviewing the QT80. As for our last video, this is the same kind of design as the QT100, but it's just like its smaller brother. As we said before, as with the last product, this is a single color light. This comes in white or blue. There is no color change, unfortunately, with this smaller unit. It is a smaller hole cutout, a 2.5 inch versus a 2 3/4 inch that was with the 100, and this outputs 6,000 lumens. So a little bit more than half the power of the previous unit. But again, for its size, this little light packs an enormous punch. As with the previous light in the single color, the driver is integral, so this whole unit is all you need, with a cable that comes off, 6-foot cable again, and is completely plug and play. This light obviously uses slightly less power, being only 6,000 lumens. This is around a 40-watt fixture, whereas the 100 is around a 100-watt fixture. Again, there is no screw to remove for the air bleed on this light, and this just unscrews and you'll be able to pull the insert straight out. So once that comes out, the insert comes straight out. Again, once you install this light, just make sure you grease the O-rings every year, as I said on the previous video. What I really want to highlight about this product though is the housing. As I said with the 100, our housings do not change from generation to generation, just the inserts and the technology that you can put inside changes. So this housing, the QT80, this has housed our 35-watt xenon and our 55-watt xenon since the company was incepted about 25 years ago. So if you have one of our 35 or 55-watt xenons, our QT80 insert will fit your housing. Now on the older housings, you're not going to have this convex lens, which we've developed purely for the idea of getting that wider beam spread that we talked about before. So if you have one of our older light housings and you get this unit, it will still look very, very bright, but you won't get quite as good spread. But once you install, if you were to install this QT80 as new, the inserts are going to get better and better over time, and we will have color change in this eventually, and this will be 20,000 lumens in 5 or 8 years. And again, you won't need to change your housing. What I should have said on the previous video is when I go to sell these products, if you're buying an underwater light product, you are what I'd call future-proofing your lights. And what that means is, once you buy this, you don't need to buy this again. You'll just buy a retrofit kit. So if you have your boat for 3 to 5 to maybe even 10 years, I know it's rare, but it does happen these days, or even when you go to sell your boat to the next owner, you can safely let them know that they have underwater light products on their boat, and they'll be able to upgrade forever and a day. So again, light unit slides straight back in. I mean, just the beauty of the connection just shows you how good the engineering is on this. And again, every year, make sure you come down and just grease your O-rings. Just make sure everything's nice and lubricated, so when you do need to service or upgrade, that everything comes together nicely or comes apart nicely. So again, that is the QT80. And it goes back onto my display just like this. And again, I should actually demonstrate this, which I didn't before. This is a typical through-hole installation, what we call a removable flush mount. Essentially, it's exactly the same as a transducer, for instance. You'll drill this 2.5 inch hole cutout in the boat, 5200 around the back flange, slide into the hull, put the securing O-ring down, and then the locking ring will spin down to flush, and then you'll do down the nuts. So this is exactly the same as those transducer fittings of the old. And this actually holds it in very, very nicely. So that was the QT80. I am Zack from Underwater Lights. Please tune in next week when we will be reviewing the QT130. And you don't want to miss that video because this is a monster of a light.